Hello and welcome, fellow wargamers, to the first of a series of videos about how to play Warhammer 40k 7th edition. That's right, I've decided to take the plunge and go straight into the tutorials, and really the only way to do this is to break these videos down into many different sections. So this first video is all about some of the things you will need in order to play the game. So I'm holding up. This is the main rulebook, the hardback edition. Obviously you will need this, or you can get a starter box like Dark Vengeance, in which you will have a miniature version of this, like a softback version. Another way of doing it. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So you'll obviously need the rulebook, main rulebook. Then you've got to decide what army you're going to play, but we'll come to that later. But we'll assume you've chosen your army, because as well as the main rulebook, you're going to need a separate book called a codex, depending on which army you choose or want to play. And this is obviously the Tyranid one. So in order to play Tyranids, I need the main rulebook and I need the Tyranid codex. Okay, what else do I need to play? Right, I need a tape measure in inches, because this game, Warhammer 40k, is a game that is universally played in inches all around the globe. So that is what you need. You need that to measure your models across the battle table. Okay. Another thing you will need: 6-sided dice, as many as you can get. If you can scrounge up about, I don't know, a dozen or so to start you off, that's fine. You can pick these up fairly cheap, and that's it. There's no other dice involved in Warhammer 40k. It's just 6-sided dice, the dice you've been playing with all your lives. So that's it. It's a good idea to get different coloured dice in order to differentiate between different weapons firing, but again, we'll come to that later. Alright, so that's pretty much all you need to start with. Assuming, of course, you're watching this, you've probably, well, if you've decided to play Warhammer 40k, you've probably already gone into a games workshop or something like that and had a quick demo game with a member of staff or something like that, and you thought, yeah, I want to do this. Okay, so this is not anything to do with painting miniatures or assembling miniatures. I'm going to be doing those videos separately, so for now this is just about how to play. Okay, so obviously it's not all going to be just me stood here talking. There will be examples on a board or gaming table, and depends what you want to call it really. Universal standard for Warhammer in terms of size for gaming tables is 6 foot by 4 foot. So 6 foot by 4 foot, the table that you actually play on. Okay, although it doesn't really matter, to be honest. To start off with, you can play like 4x4 or even on your dining room table to begin with. And this is what I recommend. Okay, a couple of recommendations if you're new to this and you're just starting off. Go online, YouTube. There's a site called Mini Wargaming, Beasts of War, and there's many others that do videos called bat reps or battle reports. Now they are absolutely brilliant for helping you understand basic rules. Admittedly, the first few you watch you'll be a bit, I don't know what's going on there, but over time you will pick up rules fairly quickly. You'll see them rolling the dice and you'll hear them talking, and you'll get to find out what some of the things mean. You'll pick up things like what moves, how they move, and it's brilliant for that. And Mini Wargaming in particular, I think, do the best battle reports on the internet, bar none. They're just very well produced, so that'd be my advice. Going there. The other thing is, when you're watching tutorial videos or going through, or just pick up the rulebook again, this is all of it, I don't understand, I've got to do this, and make a saving throw there, and all this kind of thing. Just pick up some models, basic models, put them on your dining room table, and have fun moving them around and shooting at each other, making saving throws. Just get the basics. That's what we'll aim to do at a later point. Okay, but for now, I mean, there's other things you can buy. You can, obviously, all you really need is your main rulebook and whatever army you decide to play, whether it's or Space Wolves or whatever. Don't be confused by all these other things. You get psychic power cards, tactical objectives cards, specialized psychic cards for different armies, data cards. Forget all that. That's just stuff that you can find in the other books, really, and it's there to help you find a quick reference as you play. But we'll come to all of that at a later point. The other thing I recommend doing is find some books, read about the lore of Warhammer 40k, which is what I'm doing. I picked up this book of short stories, and I'm reading through that now to give me a greater insight into the whole background of the Space Marines, which is what I'm quite interested in. Although, having said that, I've got 7 armies on the go now. Greedy, I know, but yes, I just love them, and I love finding out about them, and I mean, I love painting them, assembling them, and playing the whole bit. But this is just about the rules, so have a think about the things you need. It's not a cheap hobby. It is expensive, so be prepared for that. And things go out of date pretty quickly too. Be prepared for that also. So you could get a rulebook and it could shortly be replaced with a new one. That's just the way it is. There's no easy way about that, really. You just got to take that on the chin and go on with it. But the basic rules are what we need to concentrate on, okay, which we will start covering well, as soon as possible, really. So you've got an idea of what you need, a few things you need. Obviously you need an area to play with. You shouldn't have any problem finding people to play against, because it's quite a popular game. So have an idea of what you need. The next video will probably concentrate on choosing your army. Okay, choosing your army. But until then, this is Peter from Mini Warzone saying happy wargaming.